Welcome to our information session today, where we will be speaking about the MEng internship program. My associate Jennifer Eberly from the Applied Science Co-op Department is here with me today and will be presenting shortly. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Shannon Hole, and I'm the graduate advisor here at the School of Engineering. I use the pronouns she and her. My role is to support graduate students from the beginning of their program through to graduation. I might even have helped some of you in the application process. You can reach me by emailing engineering.graduate@ubc.ca. Some of the support that I offer, and there are multiple methods of support that I offer, but some could include course registration, process queries of UBC, program or degree progression, or perhaps a student has a concern regarding their supervisors, course instructors. Perhaps there's an illness of themselves or in their family and they need some assistance. I also direct students to other UBC supports on campus. Some examples would be the Disability Resource Center, the Global Engagement Office, the Equity Inclusion Office, and Health and Wellness. I also meet with students virtually via Zoom and in drop-ins 3 times a week. My schedule will be changing in September, so when you get in, please look me up. We'll find my schedule so you know how to connect with me. But in general, what I would say is if a graduate student has a query and they don't know who to ask, please come and see me. I will have the answer for you, or if I don't, I can certainly direct you to the proper program or an expert in the area who can assist you. And without further ado, I would now like to introduce my colleague, Jennifer Eberly, the manager of Applied Science Co-op. Jennifer.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate the welcome and the opportunity to speak to prospective students about the MEng internship program. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the program. So why might you want to join the internship program? So the internship program is a really great opportunity. It acts sort of as a supplement to your MEng course-based program, and it gives you the opportunity to gain relevant, paid, practical, and technical work experience that is related to your academic studies. This particular program is done in conjunction with the UBC Applied Science Co-op program. And this co-op program will provide you with the supports necessary to hopefully secure your own internship. We provide students with pre-employment training to help you get the necessary skills and tools and techniques that's going to help you secure an internship position. Some of these things that we teach students on is how to put together a very powerful resume, how to draft effective cover letters such that you're able to secure the interview. As well, we coach students on how to perform successfully in the interview and help you land that position. All of the students that join the co-op program or the internship program will receive exclusive access to our co-op job board. This is where we post hundreds of internship and co-op job opportunities for students all across the country. All students who are interested, who are registered in the MEng program, will be contacted by our office, the co-op program, sometime within the first semester of your time here at UBC, and we'll ask you at that time to complete a form to express your interest in participating in the internship program. Shortly after that, we'll take all the names of students that are interested in participating and invite everyone to attend an information session so that you can learn a little bit more about how the program works and how much participation in the program costs. It's important to note that there is no application that you need to submit. Any student in the MEng program that wants to participate in the internship program is welcome to participate. It's also very important to remember that this program simply emulates the real world in the sense that the job market is competitive and you have to compete for jobs just like anyone else. So our program provides support in terms of helping you secure those opportunities. We don't give out opportunities or assign positions to students. So that's really important to know. So you might be wondering, okay, I'm interested in the internship program. When would I actually start applying for those internships? So here's a schedule of what the program would look like. You're going to be starting your program this September, starting your first year of your MEng studies. You'll complete your fall semester of study. That's what the term where we will reach out to you from the co-op program, asking any students that are interested in participating in the internship program to let us know. Then in the second semester, from January to April, you'll also be studying. But if you choose to participate in the internship program, this is where we will also be providing you some pre-employment training workshops to help you get prepared and teach you about all the things you need to know about resumes and cover letters, interviews, and networking. Then in the summer term, which will be your final term of academic study, this is when you'll also be starting your internship job search. So throughout the summer, you're going to be applying for lots and lots of jobs, doing lots of company research, and hopefully participating in interviews with the goal of securing a position that would commence in September of your second year. And this internship can be anywhere from 4, 8, or 12 months. That's why you see there's a couple options on where you can graduate. So the graduation term really depends on how long of an internship you secure. And you will know when you're applying for those positions, all positions will advertise whether the employer is looking for a student for 4 months, 8 months, or 12 months. It's also really important to know that students are only allowed to start searching for jobs starting in September. So it has to be after you've completed all the course requirements of your MEng degree. And it's also really important to know that internships are not guaranteed. We do try our best, and our ultimate goal is to ensure that every student is able to secure an internship. However, we're not the employer, so we have very little control over how things go. If, for example, you were unfortunately unsuccessful in securing an internship, all you would do is apply to graduate like your peers who may not have participated into the internship program. So you would just apply to graduate after your 1 year of MEng study. You're thinking, okay, well, how likely is it? Am I really going to be able to secure an internship? Well, I have some really good news. This program has been extremely successful. This program commenced in September 2020. I think we all remember what 2020 brought us. We had a global pandemic, which is why, unfortunately, only 14 students were able to commence their MEng program at that time. However, all 14 of those students were able to secure positions for their internships. The next year was our second cohort in September 2021. As you can see, the world began to open back up. People were traveling again. Students are returning to classrooms. And we then had 59 students who participated in the job search, and 57 of those students secured placements with a 97% placement rate. Again, in September 22, again, even more students joined the program, and again, another 97% employment rate. So September 2023, these students are just wrapping up their final academic term, and are actively searching for their summer or for their fall positions starting in September. That's why it says currently in progress. So overall, very successful program with 97% of the students who participated in the program being successful in securing an internship. Okay, but where are the jobs exactly? So our internship students have worked all over the country, but you'll see from this breakdown, the vast majority of students have secured positions in the Lower Mainland. So close to 60% of the students have secured work in some of these areas. So I know a lot of you may not be familiar with the terminology Lower Mainland, but this is basically anything from Vancouver all the way up to sort of the Fraser Valley, Abbotsford, Chilliwack area. Another large chunk of our students ended up securing internships in other parts of the province of BC. So some students able to secure positions right here in Kelowna, as well as other places in the province like Prince George or Fort St. John. As well, 18% of the students were able to secure positions outside of the province. So a lot of students ended up going into Alberta and Ontario. We had a couple students, maybe one, I think, that secured a position on the island, and a couple students secured positions outside of Canada. You're also probably wondering, okay, what companies have some of these students worked for? So we've broken it down by the different disciplines. So here's a sampling of some of the companies that our civil engineering internship students have worked for. As you can see, there's a large variety of industries that are represented here. So we've had students gaining experience in construction, consulting, government, a variety of different manufacturing facilities, the oil and gas industry, as well as working with the utilities. So some of these companies are quite big and you might recognize some of these names, and other ones you might not necessarily be familiar with. But if you join the program, you will certainly get a better understanding of all these different opportunities and companies. Again, here's another list for some of the companies that our electrical engineering internship students worked for. Again, a very broad distribution of industries are again represented here, from construction, financial services, working with the government, manufacturing, mining, research, telecommunications, utilities, and wireless services. So all kinds of really fantastic opportunities in a wide variety of industries. And last but not least, mechanical students. And the only reason this list is so large is because we've just had a larger number of mechanical engineering internship students participating in the program to date. So we've had a lot more students out there working in a variety of different companies. Again, a really broad range of opportunities and companies, whether it be working for a local municipality such as the city of Edmonton, or working in the aerospace industry with Pratt & Whitney. There's a lot of really great opportunities for our students. Okay, so I did give you a little bit of a snapshot in terms of how long the internships are, but you'll probably want to get a sense of, well, what are the lengths of the students actually were able to secure? So here's kind of a summary of all of the internships that our students have participated in to date. And you would see the vast majority of the students participated in internships that were longer than 8 months, so 8 or 12 months. So obviously, the longer the internship, we find it slightly more valuable for both the student and the employer. Being at a company for a longer period of time does give you the opportunity to become more part of the company and potentially be involved in more long-term projects. And so you will see with every single job that's posted, you will see how long the internship is for as well. Okay, and the other really common question that we get is, okay, great, it's really successful in the internship program, but how is this going to help me secure employment after the internship? And again, I have some really good news for you. It's a very short amount of data. I have to say it's only based on 2 cohorts to date, because that's it just hasn't had enough time for our students to fully complete the cycle, do 1 year of coursework, potentially do 1 year of internship, and then be looking for their full-time job. So it's very difficult for us to have more information here, but we do have information for the first 2 years of our cohort. So the first year, as I remember, if you remember, was very small group, 14 students. 80% of them were able to secure a position, whether it be with their internship employer or another company within Canada. Again, in the following cohort in September 2021, 40% of those students were actually employed by the company that they did their internship with, and other students were able to secure employment just with a different company. So 72% in total were able to secure employment after their internship. So overall, so far, after the first 2 cohorts, about 73% of the internship students were able to secure employment in Canada after graduation. And last but not least, you might be wondering, what kind of experience might I expect to have while in the internship program? So at this time, I'm really excited to welcome 2 of our former students who have gone through the program, who have joined us tonight to share with us their experiences going through the program. So we have a couple of questions that we have prepared for our 2 participants, our students. So first of all, I'm going to start off with our first speaker, Manpreet. I was going to ask Manpreet if you can please introduce yourself to everyone, if you can provide us with your name, the discipline, when you graduated, and what company you worked for during your internship.
Sure, Jennifer. First of all, thank you so much for having me. Really excited to talk to the upcoming MEng cohort. Hi everyone, my name is Manpreet Sandhu, and I did my Master's of Engineering in Electrical Engineering, and I just recently graduated with the 2024 cohort. My internship was 12 months long, and it was with the General Motors of Canada.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And the second speaker that we have with us tonight is Wejia. Wejia, would you be able to introduce yourself?
My name is Wijaya Yao. I graduated from UBCO by 2023 May, and I've been working in the Medical Vancouver as a software engineer for 8 months term during my co-op. And my discipline was Master of Engineering, Electrical Engineering.
Excellent, thank you. So my next question for you, Wejia, is why did you decide to join the internship program?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I think first of all is the internship will give me the chance to explore what I'm really interested in, rather than all of my previous work experience. Previously, before I joined UBCO, I had been working for a couple of years as a project manager. I enjoyed that job, but I think after a couple of years this time to explore something I'm really bound of. And so first of all, I get a chance to explore what I'm really, really good at and what kind of different type of job that I can bring up my true value. And secondly, I think it would be very helpful for the full-time job exploring, and it will make the resume better. So it's definitely helpful and beneficial for a full-time application.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you. And Manpreet, how about you? Why did you decide to join the co-op program or the internship program?
Well, during my undergraduate, I never ended up doing a co-op or an internship. So essentially, after my undergrad, I had no real industry experience. And that was kind of a rocky start in the industry for me. So I decided that if I am going to take up master's, which I did in UBCO, I'm definitely going to go for the co-op stream and get industry experience as a student and probably take on a challenge and explore the different types of jobs there are out there. And luckily enough, I ended up in the automobile industry where I never thought that I could even stood a chance against, all these amazing people. But I took on a challenge and I'm here today, working full-time with General Motors as well. So I think I took the right decision. It was a great experience and it kind of eases you into the industry because as a co-op, you are there to learn. You don't yet have full-time responsibility. So you can learn, you can explore. I was even motivated by my team to explore different departments in the company. So this is not something that you can do that easily as a full-time. So that was my motivation behind joining the co-op program.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so going off of that, Manpreet, what was it like applying for internship jobs?
Like you mentioned, Jennifer, in the timeline, first we did get a workshop outlining the PD portal, which the new students will get introduced to where we apply for jobs. We also had some resume feedback sessions. So that was where I kind of started preparing for that job search. And once we went into the summer term, I kind of made a schedule, like daily, I would set aside maybe a couple of hours to only apply for internships. There's a filter on PD Portal where you can see the jobs posted for that particular day. So I would do that every day. I would go there and I would look at the recent jobs so I don't miss any deadline. And working with you as well, I know I set up so many sessions with you. Jennifer, I need your help to improve my resume, fine-tune my cover letter. So of course, seeking help from the co-op office. And you have to make a routine of it because sometimes it can get frustrating. Sometimes you feel like you're not getting anywhere, but eventually you will find the right fit. That's exactly what you said to me in one of our sessions. You will eventually find the right fit, which I did. So that is kind of how my job search looked like. You have to kind of integrate it into your routine. I did end up giving a lot of interviews as well, and I did the preparation with the co-op office, also seeking a help from my peers that already give their job interviews. So I think that help is also great when you talk amongst friends. You know, you get their feedback too, you get feedback from the co-op office, and obviously our amazing professors at the university who also give their feedback. So that is what kind of the process looked like for me.
Wonderful. And how were things for you, Weijia? How did you find applying for jobs?
It's very similar to my got the wonderful PD portal system that is super helpful for us to have an overview of all kind of jobs, and the filter that we work in almost every day is very efficient for us to look for some positions that we are really interested in. So it's working very well and very efficiently. And honestly speaking, at the beginning, I was not doing in the super right way. So at the beginning, I was just like, I can. My objective is get a job by the end. So I will throw out the ton of the resumes to ton of positions. I was like, okay, I try to do whatever I can, so I can know, okay, which kind of position is really I'm fitting. But it doesn't work for the first week after I throw out like a couple, like a 10 or 15 resumes. I didn't get a very good feedback from my employer at the first week. And then I remember we joined some kind of like one-on-one or like a global meeting communication with the co-op officer, like Jennifer really help on that. And I asked for my personal question, say, okay, what is the most efficient way? I remember I was reminded to say, okay, looking for the positions that you're really fond of and interested in, not only looking for the position you're good fit in. So then I changed my strategy to really tailor my resume only for the positions that I think I will bring, not only bring my value, but also I'm really interested in, because the looking for the position is actually a bi-directional. It's not only say, okay, I will be ready for what kind of job, but also it should be what I'm really interested in. If you are really interested in some position, you are really active to tailor your resume to that direction. And so then I changed that strategy, and only throughout like 2 or 3 resumes, but I put all the time like 10 times of the previous 10 resume application time on these only 3 positions, because that's the positions that I'm really interested in. Then I get all the 3 employees back for the interview chance. So it's really a really interesting process for me. So by the end, my suggestion on the interview would be say, okay, not only looking for the positions that you're a good fit, but also looking for the position you're really fond of.
Yeah, that's really good advice, Weijia. And then are you able to share, Weijia, how has this internship experience helped you, achieve your ultimate career goals?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent question. Actually, right now I'm keeping working in the same companies as what I have been working in their co-op position, right in the same position, and their internship. At the beginning of all, before I joined their internship position, I had no idea about what kind of position it would be in the whole industry. Previously, I had some campus project on software programming, but I was still curious to know what kind of positions it would be in the industry, like a PCB designer or electrical engineering or product engineer or a software engineer. And after the interview, I was assigned with a very helpful supervisor who provided me different kind of the tasks in different perspectives, so that I can explore explore different things in a different way. At the beginning, I was assigned to do some like very basic like driver development in the software engineering, which I was not that really interested in. And by the end, my manager assigned me a new task to develop something in a really product level, like I say, design their user interface in both products so that the customer can choose their personal preference to tune in the bolt to make like a steering faster or steering slower. So that's something like something, oh, I'm really enjoying it and really fond of. So I have a problem and issues at the beginning, but by the end, I put all the efforts on that. So I think by the end, the internship really helped me to find what kind of things I'm really interested in and help me understand what is the different position of this industry. So that by the end, it helped me to be more clear about my career goal to be a software engineer focused on the product level.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Weijia.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Weijia.
Oh, that's it.
Okay. And Manpreet, how has the internship experience helped you achieve your career goals?
So put in one sentence, Jennifer, the internship experience has been my pathway to my full-time job. So I was retained as a full-time employee by General Motors because they were so impressed by my work during my internship. And I got to work with such great mentors there who challenged me and who set me up for success and who exposed me to different workings of the industry. I presented to executives just when I was an intern. So that was a great experience. I learned the importance of communication in a bigger industry, the importance of networking, and just being exposed to that kind of environment made me a fit for the position that I was hired for. So it made me a more confident individual doing that internship, being able to apply my learnings from the coursework that I had done previously in the industry. And I would reach out to professors and I would tell them, oh, you remember when you taught that in class? I just used that at work. So to be able to apply all that in reality, and because we work on cars, to like see that technology come to life is really rewarding. My job currently is also the type of job I really wanted, which is a mix of like research work and application. So I get to do both. So that's amazing. And I'm so grateful for the co-op office and this opportunity that I get to do this internship, and now I get to work there full time. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so the last question for this session would be, I'm going to start with Manpreet. Are you able to share like one piece of advice that you would share, you would give to the incoming master's students who are interested in joining the co-op program? What would you tell them?
I think the one piece of advice I would give while looking for internships is don't reject yourself first. Don't think when you look at a posting, oh, I'm never going to get this job, and then not even apply for it. So just a little story behind the way I got my current position is because I really like this one posting, like Weijia was talking about, the posting you're really fond of. And the only thing that I didn't have was a driver's license at the time. So I was like, maybe they might accommodate me not having a driver's license at the time. And I just applied anyway. And they were like, we really cannot, do it. We cannot really overlook this requirement. But the person from talent acquisition, they called me back and said, you know what? I really liked their interview. I really liked their talk. And here's a position which doesn't require a driver's license. How about your interview for this position? And we don't have the advertisement for it out yet. I'm going to send it to you as soon as we have it. And that's the position I got. So if I might have never applied, I never would have spoken to them, and they might never have found that fit for me. So that's just a small example, but I would say that if you're the only person holding you back, don't hold yourself back, Just apply for that job, maybe talk to the employer. You never know where the opportunity is going to come out of. And you made it to the Masters of Engineering in UBCO, you're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, excellent. Yeah, definitely. You are very smart if you joined our program or joined UBCO School of Engineering.
Yes.
And to you, Weijia, what would be your one piece of advice to the incoming students?
First of all, I think I get the same thing as Manpreet, just to grasp all the chance that you have, and keep active to other interviewer or keep active for the social activities, with other kind of like the people in the industry. And as a short story of me is the first time I failed to apply to the position that I was finally in, because the manager didn't find a good fit for me as a software engineer. But I still keep talking with him. That's not my at that moment I was like, okay, this is not my last chance of that. As long as I keep active on the social, contact, I think I will finally get one. And then by the next term, the manager actively come back to me and say, hey, Rija, I remember we have a great talk before, and right now we have a good fit. Do you want to have a try? Then I get it. So I think first of all, it's just to get whatever chance you want to have, keep active on the social activities. And secondly, I would say, instead of just looking for a job, like I said before in the previous question, say you're really meant to find something you're really fond of. So I would say the co-op or internship is really like a game of the section of your life. You're not meant to get pressure to do these things, but you are really meant to enjoy it. So if I look back to all the journey I come across this process, I really appreciate it because I really enjoy it, because I really find something that I'm enjoying to do. So finally, I would say, don't feel shy or don't give you too much pressure on that. Because at the beginning, as an international student, I was not even speaking English before I come over to UBCO. So at the beginning, I always feel shy. I think maybe a part of the international student would also have the same problem with me. Sometimes I can't get the fully understanding because I'm not a native speaker for English. Sometimes I feel a little bit shy and say, but when I actually get into the interview, I find that, okay, it's not like an examination, it's actually like a bi-directional, very open-minded communication to look for what kind of job you are a good fit in and what kind of position you're really fond of. So instead of just bring up yourself as a one for someone else's choice, but also actively communicate with the people to show what you are really interested in, what you can bring your value. So by the end, I would say, not only focus on the final result, but focus on the process. As long as you're enjoying the process, you'll finally get whatever you deserve. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Weijia. Thank you so much, Manpreet. I really appreciate you joining us today to speak to your experiences in the internship program. And for those watching this video, I hope you found this information valuable, and I look forward to meeting you in September.